Aloha, I'm Lahaina Lee, and welcome to our ongoing series about 4 things you need to know before you invest in a condominium on Maui. Today, we're going to talk about rental options and rental management options and all the things that go along with that. So grab your coffee or the beverage of your choice, and let's go. In 2024, there were 851 condo sales on Maui. About 60% of those were purchased in condo complexes that allow and are currently zoned for short-term rental. The other 40% were sold in complexes primarily built for long-term housing, either for owner-occupants like me or for long-term rental. And also like us, most people who buy condos in short-term rental-friendly complexes want to make a little or a lot of their investment and their operating expenses back by renting out their units to vacationers because, hey, who doesn't love the idea of making a little money while they sleep? Now today, everyone is familiar with short-term rental companies like Airbnb and VRBO. But back when many Maui condo complexes were being built specifically for short-term rentals, some as far back as the 60s, well, there was no such thing as VRBO. People still used rotary phones, and Google, that was just a funny sounding word. Since the intended buyers were mostly on the US mainland, most of the complexes had an on-site management company with a front desk for check-ins and other kinds of guest services. Owners generally hired the on-site company to manage their condos. Some of those companies charged as much as 50% or even higher for the services. But back then, owners didn't have much of a choice. It was either that or try to mail a check or a key via carrier pigeon. You know, that said, back in the 70s, I would have happily paid a management company to make my ski cabin rental a little bit easier to manage. Of course, that wouldn't work for everyone, and today it doesn't have to because now you have options. Today, there are basically 4 ways your vacation rental property can be managed. Number 1, manage it yourself. You need to live on island or have an on-island contact designated to handle emergencies because no guest wants to be left figuring out why the AC won't turn on at 2 a.m. in the morning. Number 2, hire an off-site property management company to handle it for you. Number 3, use an on-site company that leases and manages the front desk. Or number 4, use an on-site company hired under contract by the owner members of the association. There are several competent rental management companies on Maui. Many condo complexes also have on-site companies. But before you sign any rental management company agreement, make sure you know what you're getting for your money. You need to have an understanding of their fees, any hidden charges, and any fine print that could lead to unpleasant surprises because nobody likes a contract that turns out to be the financial equivalent of stepping on a Lego. Now, there are several things that you probably want to make sure your management company does for you. Number 1 is marketing, because even the nicest condo won't run itself unless somehow it goes viral on TikTok. Do we have TikTok? Check-ins. Okay, somebody's got to hand over keys or at least provide a door code that actually works. Cleaning. So cleaning is a must unless you want bad reviews and people talking about the mystery stains. Minor maintenance, like fixing the faucet that won't stop dripping or changing a light bulb. Some on-island management representative to handle major repairs or replacements. And emergencies. An emergency could be everything from an overflowing toilet, I've had that, to trying to figure out how do I turn on this TV. Now let's take a deeper dive into these types of management companies and the services they provide. The first one is the association member contracted management company. Now, most resort condominium developments, aka condotels, have a front desk operation and some on-site services like housekeeping, maintenance, and maybe a few other things. The quality of these services is going to vary widely from one management company to the next. Some are 5-star, some not so much. The Association of Apartment Owners members contracts with the management company to run those operations. Now, the AOAO doesn't usually supervise the company, but instead relies on a rental advisory committee, the RAC. It's made up of owners. This means that when things go great, the RAC gets to take credit. When they don't go so good, well, it's the other guys, right? This type of management company typically charges between 20 and 35% of the rental income, with the rest distributed to you. There are other models, though. Some of them depend on that company's profitability. Most pay monthly, but there are other kinds of arrangements as well. And the next one I describe is AOAO affiliated management companies. These companies lease space from the association and make condo ownership rentals completely turnkey. They have marketing muscle. They get priority from big travel vendors like Expedia and Costco, and ensure that your guests feel well taken care of. Think a luxury experience without the stress of having to do anything yourself. In pre-COVID years, it was common for these companies to maintain an 80 to 90% occupancy rate. If there's an employee issue, management handles it. If there's a management issue, the parent company deals with it. If there's an angry guest, well, that's what the front desk is there for. For all that ease, they charge around 30 to 40% of your revenue. But the peace of mind that you get is priceless, right? There are also on-island but off-site rental management companies. Some condo owners prefer the off-site management companies. They usually charge less, sometimes as low as 20%, although with the little add-on fees, it usually comes out to be about 30% or more. Lower fees may also mean a little lower occupancy rates, but they should be keeping your place about 60% occupied or a little more. The only real reason that it should be less is you. If you block your unit for personal use during peak season, don't expect to see record-breaking profits in the off-season. And finally, do-it-yourself rental management. Some brave souls manage their own rentals. If you're up to it, congratulations. You've just become a small business owner. You'll handle marketing, customer service, maintenance, taxes, and guest complaints like, hey, how come that rooster is crowing at 2 o'clock in the morning? Now, if you don't live on island, on Maui, you legally need an on-island contact. This could be a licensed agent, it could be an unlicensed emergency contact, or it could be a caretaker. Some companies will cover you legally while helping you out in emergencies because you don't want to be getting calls at home on the mainland about a clogged toilet. You'll also need reliable housekeeping. A messy condo means bad reviews, and bad reviews mean fewer bookings, and fewer bookings, well, it's not working out the way you planned. And finally, a word on taxes. Yes, you have to pay taxes. Hawaii has multiple taxes on rentals. There's general excise tax, transient accommodation tax, TAT, and there's a Maui transient accommodation tax, MCTAT. And there's going to be state income tax. So you or your accountant needs to file a tax return in Hawaii. You'd be surprised, I'm surprised at how many owners just don't even know that they're supposed to file a tax return in Hawaii. And the tax office is not very forgiving. Owning a vacation rental property can be very rewarding. Not just the income, but the enjoyment that you get. We've owned these for 50 years or more. But you do want to know what you're getting into. So whether you're going to be hands-on and rent it yourself, or if you want it to be completely turnkey. So just do your homework, know what you're getting into. And ultimately, you'll have a vacation rental that you're proud of and one that brings in more smiles than headaches. All right, so that's a bit of a dive into short-term rental management and what your options are. I really hope you got a few takeaways, maybe learned some things, and mostly, I just hope you enjoyed it. So if you have any comments or questions, drop them into the box below or give us a phone call, send a text. Carrier pigeons might still work. I don't know. Anyway, until next time, this is Lahaina Lee saying aloha.